Hare Krishna, Namaste. Chapter 12, which is entitled as Bhakti Yoga, Sloka 6 and 7. Etu sarvāṇi karmāṇi mayi sannyasya mat-parāḥ ananyenaiva yogena mam dhyāyanta upāsate teṣām ahaṁ samuddhartā mṛtyu-saṁsāra-sāgarāt bhavāmi cirāt pārtha mayi āveśita-cetasām. For someone to meditate upon self or the impersonal form, one must fully realize that it is anirdeśyam, that which cannot be designated, avyaktam, that which cannot be understood by the senses, sense organs, sarvatragam, that which can be in any bodies, achintyam, which is hard to understand and realize to be different from the body, kutastam, it is common to all, though there are many atmas, achalam, do not vary in their essential nature, dhruvam, it is fixed, eternal. For one to meditate on such an entity which has these attributes, one must have mastered to control their senses by fully understanding that they are not this body, they are different from the body, and they are atma, jivatma, spirit soul, a living entity. One must not hanker for any material things, gains. One must not try to satisfy their senses. If they do, then their meditation will break, will not give the desired result. When a person is successfully able to focus on the self in this manner, will be able to understand that every atma as equal to oneself. One will not see the differences that comes through the bodies, and they understand it is because of one's own karma the atmas take different types of bodies. Therefore, I must not do any harm to anyone, rather treat them equally. When one meditates on the atma in this manner, will attain me. Meaning, one get the level of attaining me by freeing themselves from this samsara, this material existence. But as we can see, this process is not an easy process, because for one to see oneself different from their body itself a big challenge. As when one goes through some difficulties, physical ailments, one relates oneself to the body. To think oneself to be not body and they are not being affected, it is only the body that getting affected, is a challenge. And this is the same case with each and every atma. Therefore, for one to fix oneself in their atma or in the impersonal form of the Lord, one must struggle oneself a lot to finally attain the goal, their desired goal, which takes longer time. This involves one's complete ability to be completely fixed in the self. There are high chances in this whole program that in various stages one may slip down and start again. Therefore, this will take longer time because number one, there are a lot of obstacles on the way. Number two, one is completely depending on oneself to attain the goal. Whereas in the process of bhakti, number one, that is, the obstacle still exists. But number two, one is not depending on one's strength, rather one is fully depending on the causeless mercy of the Supreme Lord. In the verse 6 and 7, the greatness of bhakti is being explained. That is, those who worship the Lord is perfect compared to the one that we just discussed in the previous 3 slokas. Krishna did mention about the bhakti yoga in the 2nd sloka, but then here in the 6th and 7th sloka, he gives more details to it. Let's understand the word by word and then the translation. Etu, those who meaning those who are different from the others or the other category, who are the worshipper of individual self or the impersonal form. Those who sarvāṇi karmāṇi, all activities. We are going to see what are those activities that's been mentioned here as we get to the details. Mayi sannyasya, giving up those activities. What does it mean by giving up is also a discussion point. We will see that. Mat-parāḥ, being attached to me as their goal, ultimate goal. Ananyenaiva, without any other purpose. Yogena, by practice of such bhakti yoga. Mam dhyāyanta upāsate, adore me through meditation, worship, hymns, prostration, etc. Teṣām, of them, ahaṁ, I, samuddhartā, the deliverer, mṛtyu, of death, samsāra, in material existence, sagarāt, from the ocean, that is from the ocean of material existence, which is a death personification, I deliver, ahaṁ samuddhartā. Bhavāmi, I become, cirāt, without any long time, that is without any delay, I, pārtha, O son of Pṛthā, mayi, upon me, āveśita, fixed, cetasām, of those whose mind. That is, I deliver them. I become easily available for them to deliver them from the mṛtyu, which is called samsara. So let's see the translation. But those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service and always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me, O son of Pṛthā, for them I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada states that the Supreme Lord can be appreciated only by devotional service. Therefore, one should be fully devoted. One should fix his mind fully on Krishna in order to achieve him. One should work only for Krishna. It does not matter in what kind of work one engages, but that work should be done only for Krishna. This is from Srila Prabhupada's purport. So, sarvāṇi karmāṇi. Here, when we read that one should work only for Krishna and doesn't matter in what kind of work one engages, one should understand that how to apply this in one's life. This doesn't mean that one can be a terrorist or a thief and still see that they are engaged in Krishna's service. Therefore, one should understand sarvāṇi karmāṇi means as soon as one takes birth into this world, they get two duties assigned. One is called laukika karma and the other one is called vaidika karma. Many activities that one performs, either it is to earn money or activities to sustain one's body or any ritual activities, all these are karmas, activities. As one does their karma, one should realize that is being done for the pleasure of Krishna. Krishna being the super soul, Paramatma, and we are all part and parcel of that Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. One must perform all the activities only for his enjoyment. We must dedicate all acts unto him because we are part and parcel of him. Therefore, the part must satisfy the whole. As our legs, our hands, our tongue, everything is meant to satisfy us, me, that is my Atma. Likewise, since we are all part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, and the Supreme Lord is a Paramatma, we must work towards giving pleasure by whatever activities that we do to Krishna, who is the Supreme or Super Soul within all of us. Now let's understand these two categories of karma that we just saw. Laukika, Laukikani, Vaidikani. These are the two categories. Laukikani means dhyāyanta. Deha means body, yatra means journey. Laukikani means those karmas which is required to continue the journey as long as we are there in this body. Again, this laukikani, laukika karma, can be classified into two. Dhyāyanta shesha bhutani, and another one is dharanarthani. What is dhyāyanta shesha bhutani? Those karmas are activities like earning money, working towards something to get something in a proper means, as prescribed by the Dharma Shastra. For maintenance of body, one requires money for the body to continue, for us to continue. So this is called dhyāyanta shesha bhutani. Whereas deha dharanarthani, meaning just money is not going to be sufficient to keep the body going. Using that money, one tries to do whatever needs to be done for the body to sustain dharana. So those activities like eating, sleeping, whatever we do, that is also laukika karma. So laukika karma is meant for dhyāyatra, and this laukika karma is again two types. One is dhyāyatra shesha bhutani, that is earning money as prescribed in the Dharma Shastra. Number two, deha dharanarthani, those karma which is meant to keep the body going, nourishing the body by eating, by sleeping, by doing exercise, whatever it may be. So these two falls under laukikani, laukika karma, that everyone must be performing. The second one is Vaidikāni, Vaidika karma. Yaga, dhana, homa, tapa, all these are called Vaidika karma. Yaga means Deva Puja, that one must perform. Dhana means charity that should be given to the temple, to the brahmanas, to the needy people, and so forth. Homa, where dravya, the ingredients, are given as an offering to the devatas. Tapaha, performing austerity, penance, ekadeshi vrata, or things like that. So these are all also called karma. They are called Vaidikāni, Vaidika karma. The Nitya karma, Naimitya karma, they all fall into this Vaidikāni. So, two karmas, Laukika karma and Vaidika karma. These two are important as a human for all of us. And this is what meant by sarvāṇi karmāṇi, all karmas, all activities. So the question is, what am I supposed to do with all these activities? Do I have to give up all these activities? Do I have to do this as an offering to Krishna? Or only do things which is directly involves Krishna, direct service to Krishna, and just reject everything else, every activities? These are the different options that we have. The answer is, one cannot give up any of these things. Eating, sleeping, wanting of money to maintain one's body if a person is a grahastha, and with that money supporting the brahmachari, sannyas and others. These are all part of the varnashrama system. Therefore, giving up in that sense is not a right mentality. But when we read the Sloka, 6th Sloka, it says sannyasya, give up. Sarvāṇi karmāṇi. So this is where we have to be careful not to take the meaning out of context. Sarvāṇi karmāṇi, all the activities, sannyasya, give up. That could be an interpretation. But then when we add mayi sannyasya, all the activities, give up, mayi, unto me. That mayi is a key word which connects between all activities and then giving up. If we miss that mayi, then the whole thing changes into a different philosophy. Because if everything has to be given up, then the world must only have sannyasis. There can't be anyone else. Then why do we even have to have dharma shastra? Why there are prescribed duties for others who fall into varna and ashrama? Brahmachari, grahastha, vanaprasthas. What are they supposed to do? Therefore, it is not that we give up what we are doing. Rather, we dovetail the consciousness that we have into a renounced order. Meaning, when a person performs an activity, one must apply the three principles. That is, I am not the doer, I am not the proprietor, and I am not interested in any result. These are the three tyagas. In other words, giving up the mentality that I am the doer, I am the owner, I want this by my action as a result. This is what needs to be given up. Given up to who? To Krishna. That you are the doer, you are the owner, the result is yours. Mayi sannyasya. And this is what Krishna says when he says sannyasya, mayi sannyasya, sarvāṇi karmāṇi. There are a lot more beautiful points that we'll be learning from these 2 slokas in the next session. Namaste, Hare Krishna.